I'm a bison rancher now.
That's it.
I got kicked out of country last year. I'm a bison rancher. He can sling his head around and stab my hand in a second.
They're not like hamsters. Hamsters aren't nice either. They're not like dogs.
I witnessed a cow get like jerked off once. But I was
And naming an animal is the most important thing you can do.
I kind of like human names for dogs, like Jack.
Jonathan.
How was it when you had your concert last year?
I still don't fully understand it. I still think people are fucking crazy. Nobody asked why I did it. Nobody asked what I was doing. I didn't make a dime. I was able to continue to pay my band though, and that's why I was doing it.
What's it like making a music video?
It can be hell or it can be easy. We had a lot of beer, broke out some whiskey. All we had to do was sit around the fire and sing. 3 a.m. I was hammered.
Game over.
Marley and Me, if you've seen A Dog's Purpose,
Dude,
that
and then
movie
dies
is
again.
fucked up. We got a full album coming out next year that's going to be like the best music I've ever done.
What's it? Go ahead.
How do I not become part of that trash? Because
Right.
I want, and I'm not knocking country music in general. I'm just saying I think we need to get a little more real.
Welcome back to Bussin' with the Boys, episode 95. Is that right? Episode 95. We're honing in on episode 100. I truly cannot believe we've made it this far. But this episode is a banger. Chase comes on the bus. I'm not gonna lie, like feeling the episode out, we had him on last year. Like you just kind of don't know how his demeanor is. Like if he's kind of like an asshole or has a little arrogance to him, but the dude just kind of knows what he wants. Like he's extremely focused. He's a very focused individual. And I fuck with this vibe. Like we had a really good podcast. It's really interesting too. We dove into a lot of stuff, the concert last year and a lot of things like the way he writes music, the way he's kind of into his craft. And I just really respect the way he goes about his shit, about his craft. But before we get into that episode, Chase Rice is a Chevy boy, by the way. He drives a phenomenal looking Chevy. And Chevy, specifically the Chevy Silverado, is the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. It is dependable like the people who drive them. You, hard workers, gritty, dependable, lunch pail guys, first in, last out, take blue collar, take in your lunchbox to work. I guess that goes with lunch pail guys too. But they are a partner with a grit and determination. Anything is possible with the Silverado. You can tailgate, you can haul, you can tow, you can off-road, moving day shit, whether you're helping out your friends or family members, road trips with the boys. Go to a dealership near you, a local Chevy dealership. Let them know that the boys sent you. We're dabbling around with some ideas. We're still brainstorming a couple things on what we can do for people who hand their phone to their girlfriend, their wife, maybe you're a chick listening and you need to get that Chevy Silverado and you hand it to your boyfriend or husband, your brother, whoever it is, whoever's around you, give them the phone, have them hit record and kind of do a play on of like, hey, the boys sent me, you jump in your Chevy Silverado, you drive off in the sunset, but go to a local dealership near you, let them know the boys sent you. And I think we're going to have a nice little gift for you. But without further ado, let's jump into this episode. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Shout it from the mountaintops after you listen to it. Subscribe on every channel. But as always, for the boys, biggest of hugs and tiniest of kisses.
I'm a bison rancher now.
That's it.
I got kicked out of country last year. I'm a bison rancher now.
So what do you mean kicked out of country? What does that mean?
I just did a show that people got pissed about.
What did they get mad about?
Hang on. Before we start, this episode is brought to you by Chevy and Barstool.
Hey, this is brought to you by Chevy and Barstool and Bison.
Because he said he had some good bison stories and stuff. So before we got going,
brought to you by Chevy. This is our third pod brought to you by Chevy. I feel like I've said that every single time, but I added a number because that's how it goes. That's how numbers go, Alex.
Dude, you had me so fired up.
Yeah, you're mad.
You had me fired up.
You were mad.
Oh, he's pissed.
They said, I'm like, did you just say that in front of Chase? He says, yeah, I said it in front of Chase. I'm like, God damn.
I got my Jack here, so I'm like, oh man, if he's not going to be here for about 10 or 20, this is going to get a real interesting start to this interview.
So, okay. Yeah, I told Will I wasn't going to go today, and then he really believed it. So that's that fucking story. That was a good one.
I didn't believe it.
No, I know you didn't believe it.
I believed it when we were on the phone. You're like, I can come in 10 minutes.
Dude,
I was like, oh, you really didn't fucking come. Yeah.
What if I didn't come? How mad would you? Talk to me about what you would do after that.
I think I would have took a deep breath.
Sure.
Then I said, hey, Taylor's not coming. Chase, you can have his seat and we get this thing started.
I would definitely be in that chair.
Yeah. Would you be mad? Would you be disappointed?
I'd just be disappointed I didn't get to see you.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say. It's very nice of you to say.
Last time I saw
warms my heart actually right now.
Well, last time was on the screens, the TV screen.
Yeah, the Zoom. Your house looked nice.
Dude, that house is coming a long way.
That place
I need
looks
Twitter to
dialed in.
happen so I can stop fucking with the house.
Yeah?
The house needs to stop being fucked with. Like I need to just move on from it. It's good.
It's like the Winchester Mansion or whatever. You see that place in Santa Cruz? It's a haunted place where the guy who started Winchester, he died, and then the lady he was married to thought that all the people who were killed by the gun was going to come back and murder her or get to her or haunt her. So someone came to her in a voice, and I might be butchering this. The whole idea was that she had to keep on building on the house, and the house is like in somewhere in California, but you can go on a tour of the house and like you'll open doors and there'll be stairways to nothing. But the woman always had the house under construction because that was the only way in her mind that she could be like free from the spirits getting to her that were killed.
That's weird. No, I don't have that going on in my house. If there's spirits in there, I don't care. You're welcome. Just fucking
I wouldn't say that.
mean.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah, sure, probably. I don't know.
You don't watch enough spooky movies because if you're saying, hey, if there's spirits in there,
I believe, dude. I believe in the paranormal shit.
That shit's
it has to be, right? There's too much weird shit that goes on.
Yeah, yes.
But I also believe that they're not all bad.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say that they're all bad. It's like generalizing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just generalize an entire group of things, especially
I think there's
paranormal.
some weird shit that goes on, spiritual stuff to people. That's real bad.
Have you ever had anything happen to you?
No, not really.
Anything growing up?
Nah. Mm-mm.
See, I've had a couple hairy things happen to me that were like, I'm just going to ignore that and pretend like it never happened. Those types of things, you know?
Yeah, well, just bury it deep down.
Bury it deep down. It's scary. The thought of, because to me, and I think I've said this before, like of a murderer, right? On my karate stance, if a murderer came into my house, like I got a fighting chance. I can see you, you can see me. Yeah. Now we're playing the game of chess. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to get who first? If I can't see you and you're pulling my wife's hair around the room and I can't see what the fuck's going on.
Oh, yeah.
You lose. I'm out of there.
You lose.
I'm fucking. If my wife is getting slung around by her hair, I am fucking 88 and out the gate, dude. I'm in my truck. I'm gone. I'm at the fucking ranch with you, saying keep building because shit's going on.
I tell you, you
here.
just fired me up about Spooktober.
Spooktober.
So we say the whole month of October is Spooktober.
Okay. It's a great time. Haunted houses. The leaves are falling.
I love fall. I will say
it's amazing, right?
Me, it was always like growing up playing football was like, okay, now it's finally our time, but we also like. It's season, so I can lock myself down with a girlfriend because I have nothing else to do other than football and her. And it's like
break up with her when the season's over.
Break up with the season. Just win state. Yep, we're done. But I just love that part of the year.
Yeah,
you need to buy in.
The weather breaks too.
I'm in.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch a spook every day. It's either a movie or TV show. These are all Taylor's rules too. He introduced me when I got here in 18, and I was fired up about it.
You're welcome. By the way.
And then every weekend, yes, thank you. Every weekend, you go to a haunted house or something spooky. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's go check out the hay bales out with the bison. See what's going on.
With
yeah, scary stuff like that. You got to do that, you know, because you're a bigger dude. You're not gonna get scared of like a haunted house.
I would love it.
But if you have a couple drinks and really just buy into it, you get a little scared. It's the best time of the year, dude.
You get a group of people too.
A big group, but you go in like separately.
We should do a Spooktober night at my farm and do all that fun shit and just get a crew of our.
Say less.
Yeah, let's do
Hey, that's a great fucking idea.
It's a great idea. Just don't run into the fucking bison because they don't care about Spooktober.
They don't care about Spooktober.
Yeah, last time we were talking to you, you were about to get the bison.
Yeah.
Now you got him.
Dude, I touched.
So what is that? What is that like?
Bennington for the first time. Bennington's my bull. I touched him for the first time this morning because we worked him, which means get them all in corrals. They're going fucking crazy. They hate you. They want to kill you, and then you somehow get them into the chute, and then you give them their shots, and we re-tagged them. So that's Bennington this morning. With
that's a Haas,
the new
dude.
tags in his ear.
76
America.
Hey, just need one. Hey,
yeah.
I was gonna say one more off of 77.
I know one more from 77, but you gotta respect America too. They got game.
Yeah, so this is me touching him. This is before we change the tag. That's me touching him for the first time, but he can sling his head around and stab my hand in a second.
So they're not nice. You can't like they're not like hamsters. Hamsters aren't nice either. They're not like dogs. You know what I'm saying? Hamsters, I'd be a little more scared to fuck with than a buffalo. Honestly, they're little mean fuckers.
Buffalo, man, these are not nice. Buffalo? They're pissed off at all times if you get near them.
So why do you get them? So how do you make money off meat?
Meat, yeah. It's going to take a while. Like if you buy a farm to do it, you're going to take forever to make your money back. But I already had the farm, so I was like, let's put buffalo.
Put buffalo on it. Yeah.
Not? Yeah, this is a picture we got. That's when it snowed.
That's when the snow was going down.
In Montana. Some days.
Them boys look happy. So how old do they have to get before you send them to the old graveyard?
Usually about 3 or 4. Once they get about 800, 900,000 pounds, somewhere in there.
800, 900,000 pounds?
Somewhere between there. And
Okay, 800, 900 to 1,000 pounds.
I
So
could
say
have left out the
800,000
900
pounds is a big
800
ass.
to 1,000.
That's a massive.
100,000
That's a lot for me to
pounds.
deal with to comprehend in my mind. But obviously, numbers are hard too.
It's all about the meat.
Yeah. So 800, 900 pounds, and if you get to 3 or 4, what does the bull do? Now, are you studying him out a little bit?
Bull stays. Yeah, bull doesn't ever die.
So he's
your
a
breeder.
rooster.
He's oh yeah.
He's just hanging out.
Yeah, except for roosters. Like we got chickens now.
How's that?
You don't need a rooster for them to have babies. I don't know how that works, but
No, you need roosters to have for them to have babiys.
no, you don't.
The eggs have to be fertilized. They can have eggs.
Hey, he's a farmer,
just
dude.
can't-
Oh, to
They
have
can't
the
have-
babies.
yeah.
I got you. Good point. Okay, different pages. Gotcha.
Hey, spoke a
Stay
little too
corrected.
soon, didn't
Stay
you?
corrected.
He was right.
I've been
on.
doing some homework on chickens. I'm gonna get a few.
To have eggs though, you don't need the rooster.
Yes.
But yeah, man, it's this is why I need to go back on tour because I have chickens now. I'm about to get a dog. I'm about to get a
Really?
black lab.
And that's, I think, of all the things you've said, it's the most responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. I'm gonna take him on the road though. Like I'd tell you, he would be in this interview if I had him.
Really? How old?
I'm getting a puppy.
He's not going to be in this interview then.
He would be.
He would be
all
an
over the
absolute-
place.
he would be all over the
chewing
place.
on your helmet.
Yeah.
You know how nice this is? We got this on Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
obviously
some
we
nice
don't want him
stuff.
chewing your
I don't want to have to send you an invoice. I feel like our friendship's fragile. I don't want to do that. I almost think I'm
Okay,
you
you
know what I'm
gotta-
saying? I don't want to send an invoice for your puppy and stuff like that. So what did you do to piss off if you even want to talk about this? You did a concert last year.
Wait, hang on.
and people
Before
got mad about it.
I wanted to know, is the bull like your breeder?
Yeah, he breeds. So I'm getting.
So do you gotta do all the stuff that gets him, gets his
Nah,
sperm and shit
nothing.
like that?
They do it naturally. They have babies naturally. It's easy. The only thing
Okay.
you got to do is what we did this morning. Twice a year, you got to work them, give them their shots, make sure they're healthy, weigh them,
Yeah.
all that.
I had to. I witnessed a cow get like jerked off once.
Yeah.
Like I went in. Have I told you the story?
No, go ahead.
But I was going in to do some like farm work or something like that, make a little money in the summertime.
Sure.
Go in.
Nothing says money
then-
like jerking off a cow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you went in. They had it all set up, and they had like this. What do they call the women cows?
Calves?
Calves. I think those
Cows.
are
I
babies.
think they're
Yeah,
just called cows.
So they had a heifer sitting there like ready to go, and they get the bull kind of squared up behind her so he can jump up. And right when he jumps up, my man he's rocked up.
Got the giant dildo.
They got the
Oh, the
giant thing
fleshlight, the
that
fleshlight.
that they slip on them and they slip off. They last like not even 2 pumps, but
Yeah.
they slip on and off, and they get all the semen on them.
Call
And then
that a Lawan.
they start putting them in the little the little tinctures to sell them.
Yeah,
I
it
guess.
fills up like a baby bottle.
Yeah.
All the way to the top.
Yeah,
I
and
used
then they
to
sell the sperm or whatever.
We used to have to do that with horses.
I don't do that with mine.
That shit is a crazy sight. I'm like
Yeah.
standing there, it's like
I've held the fleshlight for the horses
Yeah.
before.
like
Because you
standing
got to
there.
walk him around the woman, and then
mean,
he
you
gets
got-
all fucking excited.
Yeah,
He starts
they just start.
slapping it on his belly. That's him. Like
Yeah.
that's basically him jerking off. That's what they do. And then you put him up because horses will tear up a girl horse. Studs will tear up a girl horse.
I can
Like
imagine.
like with their hooves, they'll fuck their ass up physically. Like carve into them, like start getting scrapes and hurt them like physically. So
I
you
did
get
a
this
show
like
in Washington last year where a guy, or 2 years ago, where a guy got worked by a horse and
he got worked by a horse, like a Mr. Hands
killed him.
situation.
Yeah, killed him.
You said a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I thought I heard something about that when I was like in high school too.
yeah, it was. But I did the show a couple years ago. I was like, yeah,
There was a
that's where
video
that
on it,
went
right?
down. That's where they went. Oh yeah.
So you talking about
I don't know why you
the
watch that.
infamous Mr. Hands video?
I don't know about.
I don't know. It's like some dude. He was like
You
outside.
don't remember college when you get all the boys together, everyone's been drinking, then you start looking up really fucked up shit online.
Oh, of course.
So
Yeah.
like Mr. Hands, it's
That was what
it's a
that's called?
video of a horse having sex with a man
Did it kill the guy?
and caused internal bleeding and killed him.
Yeah.
This
same
might
guy.
be the guy. This because it happened in Seattle, right?
Washington, right?
That
Yeah.
dude, he lets out a grunt in that video, and you're like, oh, it's over for him. The thing's like this big, damn near coming out his mouth.
Yeah.
It's wild. Anyway,
You guys got any more Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need another
things get a
bottle.
little, things get a little uncomfortable around here.
Fuck, they need a minute. So,
So you-
yeah.
you
So
were-
anyway, to answer that, no, we don't do that to our bison.
Yeah,
Bennington's all natural.
I like his name.
Yeah.
And so to do like upkeep on these, you just got to do it shots twice a year,
Twice a
and then
year.
other than that, you just kind of let them be.
You'll rotate them back and forth, field to field, stuff like that. But they're pretty easy.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Like,
the
today was
stud,
awesome.
the stud stays with the women.
Yep. Hangs out. Now I'm getting 10 more. So I've had 2 die. We had 1 die a couple days ago.
What
She was
happened?
Sick. She'd been sick. She looked awful.
That's tough.
Finally, my farm manager found her in the pond.
Yeah.
So that sucked. And then we had 1 die right the first week we got him. She got gorged on transport. So I'm getting 10 more. So I'll have 19. And those are from like the stud place, Diamond Tail Ranch in Colorado. So I'm getting 9 9 females and then 1 bull. So
you have 2 bulls now.
yeah, I'm real intrigued to see how that's going.
Yeah. I want to know what that dynamic's all
Hopefully they
about.
don't fuck each other up.
I don't want to dive in.
Watch them square up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just hope it ends there.
That shit would be intense.
Yeah, but how do you end it there?
You don't. You just let them go.
Let him figure it out. I'm sure Peter will
runs
love
in
that.
to break him up.
What's that?
He runs in there to break him up. Hey guys, stop this.
Hey, that's enough. And one guy's
Bennington.
Like, Bennington's like, all right, Dad, you're right. All right,
Dude,
and kind
I've
of
never
moses
been
over.
as close to him as this morning. Obviously, I'm sitting there touching him, grabbing him by the horns. Where I re-tagged their left ears, and it was cool. Those things are fucking powerful.
And what made you want to get into that?
Well, I had the land, so I always thought like it'd be cool to look around and see. I found arrowheads on my farm. I had 2 bald eagles on there, and I was like, man, bison would go right along with all this.
Yeah.
All right, boys and girls, it's time to get a little serious for a second. Last year has been hard on a lot of people, and that's why we're doing something new and partnering with our new sponsor, BetterHelp Online Therapy. There's a misunderstanding of what therapy is. It can be whatever you want it to be, honestly. It doesn't have to be sitting around a room talking about your feelings, feeling like you're kind of trapped or you're kind of nervous to go in there. I will tell you, like, I'm doing premarital counseling now with my fiance, and I was, to be transparent, very nervous about walking in that room and talking about some of the tough things, but what, couples go through and stuff of that nature. But sitting down, like since day one, like going in and kind of talking about your perspective on things, like where it comes from, learning about your partner, how they view things and everything else. And I know just me, like talking about kind of just awareness in general and being in tune with how you're feeling and how you can express it a little more, because there's nowhere to run when you're kind of doing therapy, when you're doing these sessions. You kind of come to a dead end and the therapist helps walk you through what you're feeling, whether it is choosing a word on that little sheet that has that nice little fun stereotype we mess with. But you start talking about things and getting things out of the basement that you didn't even know you had. And I am just a huge advocate for therapy. A lot of people battle with temper, stress. Sometimes it's too much to manage, or they have depression, anxiety, PTSD, the list goes on, and you don't even have to have any of these things. But if this is you, you can use therapy to get some tools and make life a lot easier. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/bussin. That's BetterHelp.com/bussin.
God,
That's sick,
that's
man.
badass. I like that. How much is I mean, we can always take this out. This is more of like a personal question for me.
You're good.
What do these things cost for one?
No, they're like $1,200 to $2,000 for the heifers. And then the bull can go anywhere from the one I got from out in Colorado at Diamond Tail. I think that thing was $7,500.
Oh, so they're not like
Bennington's
they're not
$3,000.
overwhelmingly expensive.
No, you go out to South Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's called I can't remember what it's called, but there went one last year for like $30,000. Which I think that's just a guy slinging his right on the counter.
Yeah.
He's just trying to show like I can afford a $30,000 bison, which is just stupid.
Now, is it like bloodlines like it is with horses?
Yeah, a little bit of that going on. But
Yeah, but like there's no like horses. You show horses, whether the thoroughbreds or quarter horses or percherons, like they have their talent, and however well they do, that's their bloodline, and that's how you stud them and make more money off their young.
Diamond Tail, he sent me everything, all their genetics, what they gained weight on grain, what they gained weight on grass, how their nuts, how big their balls are.
Really?
That's important, I guess.
Sure.
All these numbers that I don't know what they're
It's important to us too, right?
I was just literally
What
my
do them
first
stones
reaction
look
looking
like?
through.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, this one looks awesome. He looks different than any other bull, and he has by far the biggest nuts.
Just a heavy ass sack,
Bennington,
dude.
we're talking about.
No, this is the other bull.
This is the one from Colorado. Well, Bennington's gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, he's gonna have
His ego's gonna get blasted with that.
His what?
His ego.
Oh yeah,
Bennington's
yeah.
gonna have a tough time with that.
Yeah, it's
You would
it's gonna be
imagine.
interesting.
Yeah,
Although he could step up.
He could.
True. Yeah.
I mean, balls don't make the man. That's what my wife tells me.
Nope.
You know?
My monitor guy, Lee. He's got a hot girlfriend, and he shouldn't.
Really? Well, good for Lee.
He,
Shout out Lee and his hot
Good
girlfriend.
for you, Lee. He's got He's got cojones. If they're not down there, they're at least in his heart and his head.
Yeah.
He won the battle.
It's probably pretty charming too to have a hot girlfriend. Big wallet, something of the
I don't
sort,
know
right?
what he's doing right, but I'm like, damn, Lee.
Good for
How
him.
did you get her?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Pull her up. What's her name? We'll take it out. Okay, we need a last name. Oh, we're gonna cut all this out.
Taylor says we laugh, but Taylor,
we all slide into our DMs.
Taylor says it. We all laugh. Taylor keeps a straight face. He's like, oh, yeah. Her ad is this. They're like, all right, cool. Let's pull that up, boys.
So you haven't toured at all in a year. You did one concert.
We did.
You've been going a little stir crazy.
Man, yeah. There's certain times where like I'll keep myself busy going to like Montana for fishing or for snowboarding. I did a lot of snowboarding this winter. Started writing again, but yeah, I've been going a little bit nuts. I needed the year off for sure, 100%. I didn't realize like when you don't take a year off, what I realized was I was touring. I wasn't living a real life. I had nothing to write about. You'll sit in a writing room and be like, all right, what do you guys want to write today?
Yeah.
I got this title. Let's see. Well, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's just write it. And that sucks. That's not fun. I mean, your songs end up being like shit. So now I have something to write about. Like I'll just be sitting there writing by myself in the mornings at my house. And I wrote a song. That's why I'm getting a dog. I wrote a song called Bench Seat about a dog. And it's about this dog saving this guy's life. It's actually a true story about one of my best buddies from college.
Really? Lee?
Not Lee.
Okay.
Lee and I did not go to college.
Gotcha.
I don't know if Lee went to college. But the story's about this dog saving this guy's life, but the guy saving the dog's life too. It's a really cool song. It's coming out later this year. So that's why when we shoot the video, I'm going to have my own puppy. The puppy that's going to be in that video is going to become my actual puppy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what should I name the puppy, by the way?
See, I feel like Benson's a great name. Like,
Bennington.
Excuse me. Is that the name of the
Bull.
The bull's name is
bull
Bennington.
name's
I don't know why I keep calling him Benton. Benson? I even forgot what I was even calling it. Naming an animal is the most important thing you can do.
Okay.
Because it sits
like
there
that.
forever,
okay.
right? It's a big thing. You can go with Ace, Trapper. I've always liked it for a dog's name.
I kind of like human names for dogs. Like just like Jack. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up? Hey, Jack, get over here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be
Jonathan.
I've thought about Tonka. Oh, Jonathan would be hilarious.
Tonka would be
That's
awesome.
Definitely a human name.
Tonka's cool. You talking about Tonka toys, though?
Tonka trucks, but also Tatanka is the Native American name for buffalo.
Nice. So
You might need to go with that one.
I'm
all
all
in
in
Buffalo. You could Waffle is a great name for a dog. I do like that name, even though it's a better
My
name for a
buddy's name
fish.
that the dog's about is his name. The name is Butters.
Butters. I think one of my wife's friends, he has a dog named Pound Cake. It's like a pug. And I thought that was a fucking great name for a dog, dude.
You got Dozer. Dozer's Ryan Johansson from the Preds dog.
Yeah.
And then the other one, James Neal was around a lot last year with us. He had Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey was around.
Nipsey Hussle. I like it, dude. Yeah, those are cool, but making the decision. I can't give you a name right now. It's more like a writer's round.
Tonka?
Since it goes with the whole buffalo thing.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna get a chocolate lab, but I ended up I'm going black lab because they're way better bird dogs than I'm getting. So that doesn't make sense with the brown. But I did want like a little mini buffalo running around, and that would be Tonka. But he's gonna be black.
A little mini buffalo.
Yeah.
I like that.
How
dude.
was it? How was it when you had your concert last year, and then obviously all the media and stuff grabbed your shit? And
It was interesting because I still don't fully understand it. I still think people are fucking crazy.
Sure.
To be honest with you, I'm like,
Which I think you would be right.
what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah.
Nobody asked why I did it. Nobody asked what I was doing. People are throwing around numbers of 4,000 people that I did a show. People are throwing around, I made this much money off of it. I didn't make a dime. I was able to continue to pay my band though, and that's why I was doing it. I didn't make any money. But I wake up Sunday. I'm taking a nap because I'm toast from the night before. We had a blast at the show. It was awesome. And then I wake up and there's all these texts, like 100 texts on my phone. Like,
Sure.
what the fuck is going on? And the first one I happened to read was from Jake Owen. I'm scrolling through. I read Jake's, and he's like, "Fuck you, man. You're the reason we can't do shows. I hate you. Yada yada. Dot dot dot. Haha. Just kidding, buddy. You'll be all right." And I'm like,
come in hot,
that is a
JK.
tough- that's a
"What are
tough
you talking
thing
about?"
to read if you
Jake?
don't remember.
I
So
didn't
do you remember the next day?
Oh yeah, that's when I started reading more texts. I'm like, holy shit, am I in trouble for this?
Mm-hmm.
And so my publicist hits me up. She's like, okay, we're not going to say anything. It's all good. It'll go away. It didn't go away. Like 2 days later, people are hating me.
He's like, hey, it's still happening.
Like, Evie, this isn't gone.
So give me some backstory. What time was this that you did this?
Early. It was early on. It was too early.
It was right. It was kind of right after our Zoom, I think. Right? It was a little bit after the Zoom.
When did we Zoom? We zoomed in
It's such a blur.
April,
like
May?
March,
Like
April.
I'll openly say, looking back, no, we shouldn't have done a show.
Sure.
But it was way before anything was concrete. Nobody knew what was happening, so we just went and did the show. Completely went by all the rules.
Where
we
was
were
the
given.
show?
It was Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in right near Knoxville.
Very, very Johnny Cash of you.
It was
That's awesome.
And that was the article. Watch Chase Rice go from prison to hell. Whoever wrote that, you're just a shitty reporter. Like,
Yeah.
I don't disrespect you. I don't respect you. Like, I just think you're shitty at your job.
Go from prison to hell. He was saying that because you played this thing, you're going to go to hell because of it.
I guess. Because I'm going to kill people.
Let me
or
just say
whatever.
something real quick. That title's fucking badass. Like whoever wrote that, watch Chase
But
Rice
their
go from
facts
prison
were
to hell.
so off.
If it's like some headline and
It
you
don't
got
matter about the
you got-
facts. I'm just saying the title of it sounds.
Actually,
I would
facts
click
don't
that.
matter at all because people don't read. Like I even realized from other people doing stuff last year, because last year I think brought out a lot of shit and a lot of people.
right, no question.
But I read other articles and I'm like, this piece of shit. How could they do that? And then I read the article. I'm like, oh, well, no. The headline just made me hate them.
Yeah.
But this one was like there was 900 people, and then the article's saying there's 4,000. Yada yada. It's like, well, that's just not true. Anyway, we did it too early.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem that I'm having with even still the other people are doing these days, it's like, y'all, hear somebody out every now and then,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
stop reading headlines. Headlines are
Yeah,
headlines are just flat out ignorant and wrong.
because you're trying to get everybody's attention,
That's,
like clickbait.
that's what they made him change it to. Chase Rice's concert at Penitentiary ignites debate over safety or live shows. Anybody at that show, not one person at that show. That's another thing about it. Would say that they felt like they were in harm. They had plenty
especially
of
if they
space.
went
The
to
place
it.
seated 10,000 people, and there was 900. So anybody complaining about it, the other artists, stuff like that, it's like, y'all.
What other artists complained about it?
Well, there you go, right there.
I can't read that.
There's one.
Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah. The problem I have with it,
why is she upset?
I don't fucking know.
I mean,
June 28th.
I've actually
it's
never
not
read
like
this.
it's
Imagine
like
being selfish enough to put thousands of people health at risk, not to mention the potential ripple effect, and play a normal country concert right now. And it disappeared. Okay.
yeah. See, somebody
Look
grabs
at you guys
people's
right now.
tweets.
Oh, she tagged
and
you,
they
though.
put it in their articles.
We all want and need a tour. We just care about our fans and their families enough to wait. I can understand where she's coming. I can understand what Kelsey's trying to say there. I
know
get
what
it,
I have a problem
especially at the time that was going on. I understand it. I think a lot of it, from what
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
noticed, what I've noticed
We were
about country
too
music
early.
is like you kind of have to play a fine line. I don't know. Obviously, we know what her view is, but I think when it comes to like how she resonates with her fans, I'm sure whatever her platform is, that I don't know a lot about her. I'm sure she's trying to, keep a large fan base with that. Who knows? What's that? She's scoring. She's
the
scoring
problem I
points
have
in a lot
with
of
it
ways.
is you have my phone number. If you got
Yeah.
a real problem with it, hit me up. We'll talk about it.
No
We'll have a normal
question, and I
conversation.
fully
Right.
understand
And
that.
people are taking so much shit to social media that it's creating a divide that doesn't need to be there.
Right.
It needs to create conversation, not a divide, and that's not what's happening.
It's
Right,
interesting you say that because I'll see like friends of mine, like good things happen. Guy signs a contract or, country guy does an album, number one. And I want to tweet about it, but I'm like, well, if I have the person's number, I'll just text them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's probably just better to do that. If you really want to congratulate somebody, you should send a text out if you have the opportunity.
Right,
to
like
do
if you
that.
make the Pro Bowl, like, I mean, obviously I tell you congratulations in person, but of course, right when I see it, I'm gonna say, "Oh, the boy made the
Yeah,
Pro Bowl."
yeah,
And
something like that.
obviously, you'll probably see me photoshopped in some Pro Bowl that you made.
Have you been? Yeah.
Yeah, but like too, like I think another part where you're coming from as well is like you're sitting here like, yeah, we did it too early, and also no one's giving you a chance to hear like, hey, listen, okay, like I might have messed up, but
Right.
I like you're already deciding that I'm standing on one side of the line when there's not even a line that
And
it's
here's
being
one
created.
thing-
It's being created on social media.
Yeah.
And to speak to that even more, that's an awesome point, but anybody that apologizes because they're supposed to apologize, fuck you. That's a fake apology.
Yeah, I
That's
can get
bullshit.
that.
I will apologize if I look at something, and first of all, give me a second. I'm not
Right.
going to apologize in your timeline
Right, out of
because
some
you need a
reactive
story
thing.
to tell. I'm going to apologize when I've had a chance to sit back and think about something that's happened, or I'm going to decide not to apologize.
Yeah.
Depends on whatever the situation is. But stop apologizing because people are telling you to apologize. That's fucking fake, and nobody wants to hear
It's
it.
not really you're trying to cross a T, dot an I, so that people will
It's
forget about
stupid,
something.
man.
Right.
Well, he said sorry. Well, she said sorry. That type of thing.
And we're starting to live in this like social media world of like, you have to say something immediately. Like if you're not saying something, like your silence is, we hear you from your silence. Like you haven't said nothing yet. It's like,
give me a chance to actually think about what just happened.
Right.
Have you talked to Kelsey since June 28th, whenever that came out?
No.
Have you reached out to her? Has she reached out to you?
No. Honestly, I don't have a problem with anything. Like, no matter who the artists are, if you come up to me and we have a conversation about it, I bet it's going to be pretty chill and easy. I don't have a problem with anybody. What I do have a problem with is not having conversations about things that need to, like I said, it needs to be more conversation and less divide of just, you did this, fuck you, you're wrong.
Some 140 characters just putting on Twitter
that is so useless in our world, and unfortunately, it's what people do.
A lot of times, like I would go crazy with that if someone I knew tweeted that about me. I'd be like, I always try to get a hold of that person immediately. I'd be like, hey, what's the deal? Not try to like fight them or get an argument. Like I want to know where you're coming from, especially if this person has your number. If Kelsey has your number, like you guys probably have a relatively decent relationship leading up to that point. And if there hasn't been a conversation up till then, that seems kind of weird. I feel like the next time you see her, it's going to be, that would for me be hard.
I ain't got a whole lot to say to you.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Well, it sounds like she went off pretty hard on you.
Well, I'm just saying you gotta realize too, like if you do something you're not like fully, like you haven't digested or realized what's actually happening. Like you're sitting back and you read something, prison going to hell, and then people tweet and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then
that's exactly
people are just piling on, and you kind of like you're just kind of in a corner with your hands up, like ready to just be like, you know, you're in that like self-preservation because people are just backing you kind of into a corner to speak up. You're forced to do something, or he stands here and he's this and that, and that now it's political, and really like you just have no time to digest what you're wanting to do. Yeah. But I assume that fucking sucked, because even though we're like, yo, it's a badass like headline, because you think.
It's a headline.
If you see
20 years from now, people are like, oh,
if you see like Johnny Cash, watch Johnny Cash go from prison to hell, I'm sure that's hanging up in somebody's wall because it's like, oh, that's a badass thing.
Johnny Cash.
At the time when you're just seeing that, you're like, hey, what the fuck? Then your phone's going off, and then this happened, and then you're reading about people who have your number and they're tweeting, they're already deciding.
I'm
you're
sure
just like,
I mean, obviously it's not. It's tough to handle when it's going on.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I feel like enough time has passed.
A whole lot at all. I was like, first of all, I wasn't gonna apologize because I didn't feel like I had anything to apologize for. I didn't force anybody to come to that show. They chose to come to that show. There's still a lot of people. There were 7,500 people in Jacksonville, Florida last Thursday that chose to come to a show. Yeah. And just because now it's more acceptable, like, is it really? We don't know shit about this vaccine.
Yeah. Well, based on some of the data and stuff with the NFLPA, is like some of the numbers and percentages are still the same as they were in last July.
But now it's more acceptable. I don't know why. I don't fucking care either. What I do know is if states are going to allow us to play, I'm going to play. Yeah. And I want to give my guys money. Yeah. I want to give them a fucking job.
No question.
Speak to that too. Like especially in the artist world, like, you know, I'm talking with a couple different managers and they had to get furloughed because they're not able, they were like somebody's tour manager and now they got to get furloughed because there's just no work. Like when you said you didn't make a dime because you're trying to get money on the table for your band and whoever your team is, like speak on how hard that's been on like your group.
It's brutal. I mean, there was a long period of time, probably 6 to 7 months is how long I kept everybody on full payroll. And that is a ton of money. I don't care what you have. If you're losing that much money every week without bringing any in, you're going to be in trouble at some point. Yeah. So it was awful. I mean, you see your account going down all the stuff fast. You worked it's for. A scary ass place to be. But at the same time, that's happening. You're also knowing that these people, that if you don't have that happen, that these people that you've been with for 8 years that you've built relationship with, you got to know their families are not going to have a job. And that sucks. Like, I don't want that for them. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I held on so long for my band and crew of like paying them. That's why I'm doing shows now to continue to get these guys jobs, continue to slowly work our way back into a normal life.
It's interesting that this is the first time I'm hearing about that you've chose to pay your band for 6 to 7 months, and I'm sure some people didn't. Like, how is that not an article? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, but it
you know, and not that it necessarily like needs to be an article, but there is like stuff that you're just unaware. Well, like that's the thing, people just aren't aware of it because it's not the hottest thing. Oh, this is going to be, you know, this is going to be a great hot take,
right?
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, and especially with you can't write an article like you're going to hell. The headline can't be going to hell with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, helping out the band.
For whatever reason, people just want to hate people these days, and it's the most confusing thing ever.
People are becoming more and more reactive, and I think people, the more social media comes out, and the more there's so many new ways to engage with people, and there's so many new ways to make money. I think people want that, dream of that, and then don't really know how to go about it. And then they see people with success doing things, and they want to be reactive and get a response, and they have Chase Rice, they have a celebrity talk to them back. Because I can tell you, you're a piece of shit, and you say fuck off. Like, oh, I did something now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a need to, like, that makes them feel relevant in the situation. Yeah. But I think Jelly Roll, he was on here 2 days ago, brought it up perfectly. It was like, your emoji is a Pokemon.
Your
like,
profile pic.
Yeah, your profile. Your profile
he
emoji.
Say Pokemon. That's so
funny. Like, you don't, like, you're just a fucking troll.
Yeah. And
that's what most of these people are. I'm super intrigued by the Kelsey Ballerina thing, because I'm just like, do you think did she read the article? I don't, that thing to me, it just I wonder where her head's at now, after a year. You know what I'm saying?
People will ask me like, what do you think of her? What do you think of Maren Morris also spoke out on it? I'm like, I don't really have a thought. I haven't talked to him, so I'm not going to sit there and speak into that. Do I hate their music now? No, I think their music's sick.
Yeah.
I especially think Maren's unbelievable. But my biggest thing from all of it would be, y'all just be open to more conversations as opposed to just fucking thrashing people on social media. Yeah. That gets us nowhere.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely nowhere.
And the thing about the time it was, June, like, we didn't know if we were going to have football then. We didn't know what the hell was going on. The world was like, and that's like probably the peak of everything. And I think, like you just said, numbers are the same as they were in July. Right now, according to the NFLPA's argument versus OTAs right now, that's the whole thing going on with us. And it's like, I think the only thing that's changed is people have become more impatient. Yeah. Like, they thought, okay, this would be a 6-month thing. All right, it's a year. Hey, 2020 sucked. 2021 is going to be way better. And you sit there and we're getting towards that halfway point of 2021. We're going, not a whole lot's fucking changed,
Yeah.
And I think even people, whatever side of the fence you're on, I think people are getting impatient.
Yeah.
And they're thinking,
I've always thought, well, not always. I remember thinking last year, like, wait a minute, we're not going to tour till June?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. We're going to be out way before that.
Yeah.
Then do the one show, and it's like, okay, never mind. We're not going to be out. And then you're done the whole year.
For sure not.
But then this year, my mindset was the opposite. It's like, we're going to have shows here and there. It's going to get going. Fall might be rocking a little bit, but 2022, get your ass ready. Because I do believe by 2022, I'm not putting up with it no more.
Yeah.
I'm not living my life
famous last words, man.
I'm going.
Famous last words. 2022.
He's a knob.
I'm going.
Blockfolio. I have just downloaded this app last week because I had huge FOMO on this Dogecoin, or this meme coin that everybody's talking about. I didn't have a rant on Twitter, but I had absolute FOMO because I felt like I was missing out and everybody in the world was getting rich except me. Do you boys have Blockfolio? Are you guys in crypto?
Yeah, I'm in Doge.
You're in Doge.
I'm in Doge. I think Jack's in Doge too.
Yeah.
What else are you in? Yeah, go ahead, grab the mic, bro.
I'm in a percentage of Litecoin because I'm on a certain trading website where you can do percentage splits, but Dogecoin mainly.
You're on Blockfolio, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Download the Blockfolio app. You can build your portfolio and follow the pieces. I butchered that word right there. Build your portfolio and follow the prices of more than 10,000 coins. Blockfolio is the world's most popular mobile app for cryptocurrency tracking and trading. Get phone notification updates directly from the projects you care about most. Buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, that's the coin. Is it Litecoin or Litecoin? Litecoin and other top tokens with absolutely zero fees, and get a free coin with every trade over $10. You can get a lot of free coins if you just throw in $10. You throw in $10, you get your free coin. Visit the App Store and download Blockfolio for free today. The NFL draft is coming up, and more NFL players continue to invest in crypto. I need to be one of them. I need to get on this train because Panthers offensive lineman Russell Okung is a genius because he was the first NFL player to be paid in Bitcoin this past season. For lack of a better phrase, I thought he was an idiot, but I stand corrected. That dude is a genius because he was in on this a long time ago, and now everyone's going nuts about it. Enough so that I've had enough. I've downloaded Blockfolio. I'm now getting in the game, and I am investing for the crypto generation. Download Blockfolio today. How good was it performing the first? It was your first show last weekend?
Yeah, it was Jacksonville. We had a full band show in Jacksonville. Then we had 2 acoustic shows in Atlanta. The Jacksonville was awesome. It was unbelievable, man, because it was not as rowdy as our standards. I guess are way lower now than they would be for a normal show because you don't go into it with like this is going to be epic. I went into it thinking, I don't know what's about to happen.
Right.
And everything was, the front was a lot of space for people. Then the back, there was a little barrier, and it was as far as you could see people.
No shit.
I don't know what it looked like. They did have pods set up, but it looked like a lot of people. And it was all positive. Everybody was happy. Everybody had a blast. It was good.
Florida and Texas have definitely taken the reins, saying we're fucking going.
Who am I to say?
No, I don't think Florida
said fucking from the beginning. That's kind of how Florida is,
Florida
though,
was
dude.
ever in it.
No, Florida was like didn't even believe in a COVID.
Yeah.
That place is fucking wild, dude.
Because last year we went out, we were like, let's drive down to Destin.
How
And
bad?
we went out with the Biscuit, with Brad. And you go out there, and we were in Florida, and you're like, oh, shit doesn't necessarily exist
No,
out here,
that shit doesn't exist out
It was
there.
a different world in Florida,
Florida's
man.
a different fucking place.
Yeah.
So what made this concert, you doing this concert right now, okay compared to last year? How many more people did this concert?
Oh, there was 6,500 more people.
But also, like, I want to say, like, between the vaccination stuff and, like, concert, whoever runs that side of the industry, they, like you were saying, pods, like, they were kind of talking about that toward the end of the year, last year, about, like, how concerts might adapt in the future and shit like that. So,
That won't stick. There might be sections where people can do it not because of COVID, but because, that was kind of nice being able to have my own VIP section.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to go back to full on at some point, because that's the only way that the artists can afford to do it.
Yeah.
Full band and pay everybody and pay their expenses and still make money themselves.
I wonder if it'll turn into this like in the 90s when you go to a restaurant and they'd be like, smoking or non-smoking? I'm like, we'll go non-smoking. So like one side will be COVID or non-COVID. Like people, you're from Florida? Non-COVID. And you're from California? COVID. You know,
I do vaccinated or non-vaccinated.
Yeah, vaccinated,
I
non-vaccinated.
do spots in my show. Sometimes it'll be left side versus right side. And whatever side, say the right side would be the non-COVID.
Yeah.
And the left side's the COVID people that are, I guess, more cautious with it. That would be fun to see, because I guarantee the non-COVID would be a bunch of fucking crazy people going nuts.
Just a mosh pit
going
going
nuts,
on.
Just
dude.
going nuts, and then over here everybody's just sitting relaxing.
Yeah.
Reading a newspaper, smoking a corncob pipe, doing something elegant.
Yeah, something real.
Kind of looking over at the other side, like,
Look at these barbarians over here.
Yeah.
I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I mean, I kind of stay out of the whole like vaccination, non-vaccination. I'm neither for nor against at this point. Like, do what you want.
Do what you want. Yeah,
Shit's
I
gonna
do
get
have a
handled
problem with people
eventually.
shaming people for not getting it.
Yeah, that's tough to
Right.
hear. Because it goes back to people just want to fucking blast other people for no reason.
Nah, you're not gonna tell me what to put in my body, and I'm not gonna tell you what to put in your
Right.
body. Go get the vaccine. Don't go get it. I don't care, as long as it leads to me being on a stage singing to thousands of people,
Yeah.
fucking raging.
It's the pays for the buffalo.
He said
Until the buffalo
fucking
can pay for you.
raging.
Get
Pays for the
after
buffalo.
it.
Talk about your new single. You got a new single that's out. You just made a music video.
Yeah, that was So Drink a Beer, Talking God, Amen. I worked with FGL from the time I moved to town. We lived in a house on Benham Avenue in Green Hills, and now the houses there are nice. The house we lived in was not much bigger than this. And
Killer.
It was
very nice.
It was extremely nice.
Yes.
Extremely nice. Stickers on the ceiling, just
Yeah.
like. And but we were just trying to figure it out. Nobody would write with us. Nobody wanted to have anything to do with us, which is fair, actually, because you got to earn your stripes.
Uh-huh.
Why would they?
Yeah.
They didn't know who we were. And then we wrote Cruise. FGL already had something going with themselves for the publishing deal and all that. So that was all cool. Then we split our separate ways. We just go and do our own thing, which was huge for me, because it made me go write, with other people. It made me go find another crew of people to write with, which made me a better writer. And then 10 years later, here we are. I was actually going on stage at Bussin Mountain last year when Brian texted me. He was like, dude, I'll tell you how we make this song extra special. CRFGL collab, let's go. And I was like, I'm in.
Mhm.
Done. So yeah, I didn't know. It's once again going back to taking a year off. Lonely If You Are was my last single, and that died at 8. Got to the top 10, and that became a massive hit. Which I did not know that it was a massive hit until Thursday night in Jacksonville, when all of a sudden I start playing it and they go nuts.
Yeah.
Same with Drinking Beer, Talking God. That song is going to be nuts, man. It's like we start playing and people just are already going nuts, and it's in the 30s or 20s right now. It's
That's
got a lot
awesome.
of life left.
That's awesome. And is that what you made the music video on?
Yeah. So that you talking about sitting around the fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was we just wanted to keep it simple. That's what we used to do at Benham or the brew house we lived at. And yeah, I just wanted to be us sitting around a fire that a robot. It was nuts how they filmed it and everything. But I just wanted to be simple. I wanted to let the song speak for itself.
What's it like making a music video?
It can be hell or it can be easy. I was for Lonely If You Are, I was only in like 2 or 3 scenes. So it was easy. I was just hanging out the whole day, chilling.
Yeah.
Drinking beer, talking God. I mean, we were going probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon until about 3 in the morning, somewhere in there.
Fuck.
So it's a lot of work, but that one was fun because we had a lot of beer, broke out some whiskey, and then it was easy. Yeah, it's fun. All we had to do was sit around the fire and sing.
Yeah, so you're right, ripped around 2-3 o'clock.
Oh, 3 a.m. I was hammered.
Game over.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you get like the creative direction in that process? Like, do you get like the input on how you want it to look, or do you like producers and production kind of handle that stuff? For
that one, I did it all before. Like me and TK had the talk. We, had conversations about what I like, what I didn't like. We figured out the treatment. And then I said, TK, it's yours. Go with it. Because I didn't really have a full vision for it. For some other videos, I can go completely different. Like there's a video for the bench seat song about the dog that I'm going to do that I'm going to be a huge part of directing because I know the story in my head and the way to show that.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if it's about your buddy who you said he was in high school, right?
Yeah.
Dog saved his life.
College. He was my college roommate.
No doubt.
You might know him. He played in the NFL for a while. His name's Garrett.
Garrett, what's his last name?
Reynolds.
Garrett Reynolds. What did he play?
He was offensive lineman for the Falcons.
Garrett Reynolds. I don't know if I do know him. When did you? When did he play?
He was probably 09 to 18, somewhere around there.
We overlap then.
It's a nice little career.
Yeah, good.
It's a nice career.
Damn near 10, right?
Yeah. Are you able to talk at all about like that story with him and the dog?
Yeah, absolutely. So he was just going through a lot of tough stuff. I mean, life's hard in general. Life getting hit in the head all the time is even harder.
Yeah.
So he was just going through a bunch of stuff. He visited me about 3 years ago and just starts talking to me about all the depression and stuff that he was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go up to the room, I flip on the light. I'm like, I was just kind of like, what? Okay, dude, why are you here? Like, what's going on? You're more than welcome, but what are you actually here for?
Yeah.
He was doing some, just therapy and stuff, just getting his head right. And
getting his head right emotionally or getting his head right because of all the hitting?
Both. They were looking at both. And so he was just in an awful place. I'd never seen him like that in my life. He wasn't the buddy that I grew up loving. And so I said, all right, dude, well, I'm here for you however you need it. Like, let's go. Let's get this shit right.
Mm-hmm.
And so he put all the work in. And then fast forward literally 2 or 3 years later, a few months ago, he was on my back porch. We were just sitting there having a blast. We're sitting there drinking around the fire, having a blast like we used to back in college. And he comes up with these song ideas every now and then. He shoots them to me, and I think he said something about, dude, you should do like a dog song about a guy in his truck or something. I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do a song about a guy and a dog in his
classic
truck.
country.
That's never fucking been done in country before.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we just start
That was
laughing.
the first country song to come out, dude.
Yeah, we start going down that road, and I start mumbling this melody that's just an absolute joke.
Right.
And then I was like, dude, what if we actually did do a real song about a guy and his dog, but make it real, make it personal, make it kind of like our stories and the ups and the downs and how this dog can come and save your life. And while we're doing this, Butters is right on my lap, and Butters like perks up, gets all excited.
That is a cool name.
And then about 3 days later, I texted him. I just texted him. I was like, dude, I wrote it. And it was a time I was doing my time with God in the morning in my breakfast room, and I start pull out my guitar and I start picking. I'm like, oh shit. Like, it was one I had to buckle down for.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I'm going to be here the next 8 hours and I got to tell this story.
Yeah.
And so it's called Bench Seat. It's literally, there's going to be 3 dogs in it. There's going to be a puppy, mine, which is going to end up being mine, picking him up May 16th. And then there's going to be a middle-aged dog, which is, I think, going to be my guy's dad. And then there's going to be an older dog for the end of the video when that happens. So I'm not putting out the song.
I can already tell what that end of the video happens. Does that puppy go?
It's positive, okay?
Man,
yeah, don't.
Dude. I can only. I watched Marley and Me, not even all the way.
If you've seen Marley and Me, if you've seen A Dog's Purpose,
dude, A Dog's Purpose,
dude. Hey, bro, a dog.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then at the end too, is the Dog's Purpose on the racing?
I don't know.
Is that the racing one?
I don't know if it's
Nah.
racing. No, it's like the dog.
Which
dies.
one am I thinking
The
of?
dog
Different
dies
dogs.
and comes back as a different dog, and then it like saves a cop's life,
That
and then
movie
dies
is
again.
fucked up.
Dude,
I haven't watched A Dog's Purpose.
Oh,
yet. I'm
how bad
thinking
you
of something
cried?
else.
How bad you cried during that movie? It's okay. It's okay.
I don't know if
Hey.
I actually did cry.
Hey, yeah.
Not during the
just like
movie.
the other day. Just hey, you're safe
I don't
here,
think
man.
I cried. I probably teared up a little because it hit me enough for me
Yeah.
to want to go write this song called Bench Seat, and it's the best song I've ever done. But I don't want people to guess what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I'm doing the video at the same time as the song because I want them to be very clear what happens in this story.
When does the video and song come out?
Well, now that I got the dog lined up, I'm gonna hit up the director and we're gonna go through some dates and figure it out. We got to get a female. I want a girl who can be emotional. She's gonna have to be real good. I don't want a model. I want somebody who can actually show
Act.
who they are
Yeah.
and be emotional. I'm gonna imagine like Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born, fucked up type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna go for something like that with me, which is easy for me to do because I've lived that literally exact life. So it's like I'll just be me. But there's gonna be a dog involved, and it's gonna be interesting. So now I'm gonna hit him up and get that dialed in because now I got the dogs lined up.
Are you gonna cry in the video?
I don't know. I'm not gonna push that either way because
Yeah. You just
I
want that
want it
happen.
to be real if it
Yeah.
happens. I will say, you asked, did I cry during A Dog's Purpose? I don't remember. I don't. But during that song, I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out.
Really?
When I'm writing the song, yeah, because it was so real. I cried in the work tape when I'm singing it because
Yeah.
it was just like there's so much bad shit that could have happened over with my life the last few years, but especially with Garrett's
Your boy
life
Garrett.
and other people. It's like, man, it didn't happen, and that's why kind of why I was crying, because it was just like well, shit, I'm glad it didn't go that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Damn.
It's
That's awesome.
It's definitely one of those things of looking back on your life and thinking all the roads that you had a crossroad in and the one you took, and then you look back and say, well, what if I would have took that one?
No doubt, dude.
That's the shit that like will make you tear up a little bit because you could have been a way different story.
Well, then you think about all the positive and the good stuff that's happening in your life now and be like, this would have never happened.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I can't imagine my life being any other way. But it's like it could have been such a
just
different
like
way,
that too,
so
by
many
just a
other
different
ways.
decision.
Yeah, isn't that wild? Choices we make and stuff like that.
And then you slow down before we start
I'm
crying
fired up
together.
for-
We
I'm
might be
fired up
crying
for this.
together. on
I'm
the bus.
excited for this song. This next record I'm putting part 3 out here in about a month, which is finalizing the album. I did part 2, part 1 last year, and I'm doing part 3, finishing it up, and it's got 4 good songs on it. Drink a Beer, Talking God being one of those, and then 3 other ones. And then I'm also got a full album coming out next year that's going to be it's going to be the best music I've ever done.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
This is the best. Shout out Free Fly Apparel. No free shout outs. Brands send us clothing all the time, and there are not many that I can actually say that I love enough to wear on a consistent basis, or even on the podcast like I'm doing right now. I'm a huge fan of this hat, and I'm sure in this ad read I'll get to insert my favorite product. There is one brand that is so ridiculously comfortable, and it's become my go-to for the past couple of years. And I'll be honest, it's honestly just the past year because they only started sponsoring us last year. Free Fly makes performance clothing made from buttery soft bamboo, and it literally feels just like that. Buttery soft bamboo. If you can pretend by laying on bamboo bed sheets, just bamboo, butter, soft, combine them together. That is exactly what this feels like. My favorite shirt, if you go on their website, it's freeflyapparel.com. If you go on the site and scroll and find this long sleeve tee, it's camouflaged. That is my favorite shirt. It is the most comfortable shirt. You can outdoor lounging. I wear it for all of it. The stuff is phenomenal. On top of being super comfortable, Free Fly's bamboo clothing has UPF sun protection, wicks away moisture, and doesn't hold odor. I stand by that. I did not know that shirt blocked the sun protection, but it makes sense. It wicks away moisture. I'm a big sweat guy. I'm a big pit sweat guy, and it works its ass off to battle that pit sweat. And like it said, it does not hold odor. You can get 20% off when you visit freeflyapparel.com/bussin. Again, freeflyapparel.com/bussin.
Go ahead. Go ahead, kid.
I forgot what I was gonna ask now.
I asked you to shit though that you just.
I know.
A little
Where
blank
that-
stare.
Go ahead. I think I was gonna ask something about is the album that's coming out next year. Is that you said it's some of your best music? Is that you writing all of it? Is that you teaming up with different people to write it?
There's 3 songs so far that I've written by myself with just me and a guitar, and that's what's gone back to. A lot of people aren't gathering. They weren't getting together to write. So you're not gonna have a track guy in the room making the beats and whatever, all the sound that you hear while the songs be written. You're not gonna have any of that. It's just you and a guitar, which you can't cover up the lyrics with all the other shit going on when that happens. You have to write good lyrics when that's the case. So that's what I've gone back to, and that's what 2020 caused, was me to go back to me just writing with an acoustic guitar and simplifying it and actually telling a good story as opposed to just trying to write a hit. I think there's a lot of hits out there that are fucking terrible, including some of mine.
Sure.
I look back on some of mine.
What's a song of yours that you're like, I can't believe that's a hit?
Well, that's a hit. I think the ones that were hits, they earned it. I'm just more, for me, it's a lot of my other cuts. There's a song called Party Up that I put on a record that I think is trash.
Yeah.
I think it's awful.
Did you know it was trash when you were singing it?
No, I thought it was awesome.
You thought it was awesome. You
And then you look back at it, man, when the fuck was I wearing
What the fuck was I doing
And
that?
people still, I said that to buddies, and they're like, "What are you talking about? It's great." I'm like, "No, it's not great. It might sound cool, but
so
it's
when
not
you
a
hear
good
the song now, you're like, kind of like, oh, I
won't even listen.
You won't listen to
Oh.
it. Fucking, I know what that's like.
Let's
Not
play
song
it. Let's
wise,
play
but I
it.
know that you just
Let's
want to
pull
hear
out the
shit,
phone,
like,
just
oh,
start
fuck.
playing it.
There's a
God
good list of
damn.
songs that are like that for me that I'm like, if you could just take those away, then I'm happy with my career so far. But they're there and they'll never go away.
Can't take those away, man. Makes the good ones that much better.
That is true. That is true. They can't all be.
You say some hits though right now are not it though. I hear some shit. I'm like, this is terrible. I'm not gonna obviously say who's and what's.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Like
I
some
hear
of the
some hits,
mainstream
I'm like,
shit
this is
that
fucking
you just know a lot of
trash.
money's behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, especially with country music, like kind of Jelly Roll was saying,
That was interesting
they
shit.
can just take somebody and say, we're gonna put $1 million into you, and you're gonna have the #1 song, bang, 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 just
That
like
should
this.
not be the way it is.
But it is that way, right? Like it's
Some-
kind of like you
yeah,
gotta,
with
you
some
gotta
people,
work it
for
a little
sure.
bit. You gotta work the ladder.
Yeah, then you got a guy like Chris Stapleton who nobody would put money into. His career's over.
Yeah.
When he put out Traveler, he even said, like, well, I guess my country career's over. And then all of a sudden he blows up because they give him the opportunity to show how good he is. And that was just a small part of it. The
He was
rest
part
of
of
it
the
was
Steel
'cause he
Drivers
was
for the
that
lot.
damn good.
He was in the Steel Drivers before that, right?
Yeah.
Doing, like,
That's what's crazy to
bluegrass
me
stuff.
is knowing that he was part of like another band and shit beforehand. I'm like, damn, it's just
wild.
nuts how it all happens for people.
But I think there's a lot of trash that needs to go away. And for me, that is not my control at all. So all I'm thinking about is how do I not become part of that trash? Because
Right.
I want, and I'm not knocking country music in general. I'm just saying I think we need to get a little more real. And for me, I need to get more real because like I said, I can't control what everybody else does, but I need to get more real because there's stories that need to be told and they need to be told better.
How do you put yourself in that position though?
Well, I think time's a lot of it, just growing up in general. Like I was coming off of, I'll say it, I was coming off of Cruise. Then I had Ready, Set, Roll, which is similar sounding. It's just real pop sounding, which is awesome live. I'm not taking it away.
Yeah.
They go nuts.
It was a
with that
hit.
song. Yeah, it was huge. And then, where was I going with that?
You were talking about how do you put yourself in a position to be real?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was coming off of those 2 songs back to back. So all I'm thinking is, shit, how do I keep doing that? Because that's working.
Yeah.
As opposed to, okay, that worked, but how do I just be great? How do I write great songs? How do I write songs that matter, that can actually affect people, as opposed to just singing about who the fuck knows what you're singing about?
Right.
I want songs that matter that you can look back on in 30 years and be like, damn, that song's still good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That to me creates longevity, and it takes time for you to get to that place in your mind, to grow up a little bit, to be mature enough to realize I don't want to chase what's popular because that's going to come and go. But
Ups and
if I
downs,
chase what I know I'm great at and dial in on that, then I know 2 things. I know that I'm going to be the best version of me, and I'm going to sing the best songs that I can sing, and I'm not going to be anybody else, which is huge. Because why would I try to be Chris Stapleton? He's way better than everybody.
Yeah.
So don't try to chase that.
Is Chris Stapleton the
other
best in the game to you right now?
He's most talented for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, to me, I think Eric Church is unbelievable.
I was going to bring him
he's
up
a
as
stud.
an example of
Because
somebody that's done their own thing.
He's done his own
It
thing.
seems like I think Chief and Sinners Like Me, those 2 albums. I don't know if he said this in an interview or someone that said this to me, but someone brought up like he was kind of doing what the production company kind of wanted him to do, kind of the bad boy outlaw thing. And then his more recent albums have been more his kind of the way he views it and the way he wants to do, like learning from a 3-year-old, those types of songs.
I mean, it's great songs.
It's great songs.
And
but what are great songs? Because you can have the best lyrics in the world, but if it sounds like shit, no one's really going to buy it, right? You can have the best story, but if it, and what is that noise? Because some people might think pop country is bullshit, and then other people think outlaw country is old. And then you have guys like Midland who have like this 70s, like they're almost making fun of the 70s and 80s. That's how twangy they can get, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so many ways to skin this cat. How does that cat look for you? Because you say you're not trying to chase what the most popular thing is, but in some ways, you can put the realness of your lyrics with the popularity of some beats and stuff like that. Somewhat like,
will do on
like Ready, Set, Let's Roll and stuff like that. Like you can do those to kind of transition yourself into it, what Eric Church has been able to do.
Yeah, Eric's, I think, and I'm not part of his camp or anything, so I can't fully speak into it, but I think a huge thing for him has been Jay Joyce. Jay Joyce is an unbelievable producer. They started this thing together. They built it together, and they're both talented enough to make it great.
And who else does she work with besides him?
Jay's a guy. Jay Joyce is the producer for
for
Eric Church. Does I think he did a little Big Town for a minute, but he was like Cage the Elephant way back in the day. Like he came from the rock world.
No Rest for the Wicked, dude. That's a great song.
You can hear that in Eric's music a little bit.
Yeah, you really can.
But for me, I'm not going to chase that. That's his thing. What I am going to do is I'm going to write the songs that I want to write, no matter how they sound, but find the key in my voice and then take it into the studio, and not just rely on one producer to make everything on a piano. That's what we did a lot with Ready, Set, Roll. Like Chris Stefano, not knocking him at all. He's one of the most talented humans on the planet. But because he's so good, we got in there on a keyboard. He did the drums on that. He did all the electric guitars. There's no diversity in the music. And there's no live sound of going in the room and being like, damn, I don't know what y'all just did, but you locked in for one. And that's the take, and then building on that.
I hear you. I had a question for you. So explain to me, what do you mean by I'm not a part of Eric's camp? Like, obviously in the country world, like, you mess with FGL for a little bit, and then you guys kind of did your own thing, but there's still like, you can go to them and probably make whatever you want, whenever you want. And then other groups do their things. Well, why not go to Eric's camp and be like, let me bring what I bring to the table along with what Eric's able to do, kind of his own thing, and make that into something special? Because you with Eric stuff, obviously that's an original thing right there.
Yeah, it would be. I would love to work with him one day. Absolutely.
And is that kind of his choice?
That'd be his choice. Yeah, he's well ahead of the game on me. He's done music probably 10 years longer than I have. One day that'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't work with I don't have his manager. His people are not who I work with. And that's just,
it doesn't seem like he's out in these streets like that either. Like Eric kind of like keeps to himself, very big family guy. Obviously from the outside looking at it, I don't know the guy, I'm just a fan.
A brand new season is upon us, and it has unlocked the promise of adventures ahead and endless stoke on the horizon. Shout out Icon Pass, no free shout outs. Now on sale. You can own all of this, own the season, own the stories, own the stoke. With pass options starting at only $3.99 adult and exclusive spring savings, there's an adventure for every type of rider. Whether you're a rocket power shredder, long time on the mountains, shredding snow and powder, whatever you guys call it, or you're brand new to the mountain, which I usually am. Lock in the 2021-2022 season with up to $200 in savings on child passes, up to $100 in renewal discounts, and a new payment plan from as low as $0 down and 0% APR. Unlocking access to more than 40 unique Icon Pass destinations. From the second you score your pass and stake your claim to the 21-22 season, you've got an entire season of sweet stuff to look forward to. Explore all these pass options at iconpass.com.
But when how would that courting process go when you meet with a manager, meet with a producer? Like, is it you guys meet up for drinks? Like if you're trying to meet with this X, Y, and Z producer who's like big time and you want to work with them, how does that process go for a songwriter, or country music singer, or anything?
For me right now, I go in the studio. I had a day with Corey Crowder, who's producing some of my stuff now. I typically like to produce the song with who I write it with, if they do tracks at all. So like if I write a song with Chris Stefano, we'll go in and we'll meet. But this particular group of songs, I wrote a couple of them with Corey Crowder and then a couple of them by myself. Took them to him, played him about 8 songs, sent them to him the night before. Said, all right, dude, let's pick 4. Go in the next day. We're talking about the 4. We're talking about If I Were Rock and Roll, which is one of the songs. Sunday Best, which I'm actually doing with Colby Calais. That's going to be a little bit more pop sounding.
Yeah.
And she's just unbelievable. Then I've got.
She seen that song Bubbly?
Yep.
Is that her?
Yes, sir.
That's a little banger too.
Yeah, that song
Starts in her toes, dude. Tickle her nose. That's a nice little banger though.
But dude, so him and I just talked it over and we picked the songs and then we went in the studio and like for If I Were Rock and Roll, we were trying to make it sound like radio. I don't know why in my head I just wanted to. I was like, let's make this sound like radio. And
When you say make that sound like radio, like for radio,
like
go
a
on
radio
the radio
sounding song.
Yeah,
It
I
would
got
just
you.
Be good for radio. Radio has certain things that they just are going to play no matter what.
Yeah.
And then they have certain things that there's no way in hell they're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make this song that is awesome that I wrote on a guitar by myself into a radio song, and it sucked. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I just looked at Corey. I was like, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm pissed off right now because I don't know how to explain to you what I'm hearing. It doesn't look like we're going to get this song.
Now, did he feel the same way that the song was trash?
He thought it was okay, but he didn't know it could be as great as what it was about to be.
Yeah.
And that was because we decided to dial it back, not chase anything, and just be like, y'all just play and just keep vibing, keep playing back and forth, and let's see what we can come up with.
That's got to be a frustrating thing when you're frustrated with the song though.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, fuck, this doesn't sound like the way I want it to. And if someone's sitting there going, hey, just relax, like just go and play with it,
And
vibe
that's
with
what
it.
Corey was.
Fuck,
chill.
that'd be a hard thing to kind of get out of the. I have to now set my ego off and be like, I can't know that this song sucks anymore. I have to like go find a way for it to sound cool.
Yeah, because I know the song's good, but the way it's sounding makes me hate the song.
Yeah.
But then we dialed it back. Corey was positive about it. He did what you just said. Like, hey, let's just play with it 5 minutes and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And they dialed it in. They locked it in. Adam Schofield got on like a baritone guitar, electric guitar. And I think he plays for Jason or McGraw. Maybe McGraw. And I was like, yes, whatever he's doing right there, let's base it all around that.
Yeah.
Get the drums in there. We're not going big drums. We're just brushing right along. And it was by the end of the song, it's like, hell yes.
I like
it's
that.
there.
Yeah, dude, it's I was listening to the last pod on the way over here and stuff, and it just seems like last year at this time you were talking about how you want to make your best music and you just don't want to settle, and you just seem to have like kind of that focus to kind of hone in. And you were speaking earlier too, and I feel like it talks to kind of like having the awareness in the space too, like understanding what you don't like, what you don't want to chase, kind of trying to block out certain noise so you can focus on, I'm really good at this. And not only did you say I'm good at this, but you were like, and not only be good at that, but I need to figure out how I live and, hey, this is the route I'm going to go, and trying to like put yourself in that space and be like, the magic's going to come the more I just kind of mess with it. And it seems like a lot of that happened for you in 2020 when you're just kind of sitting at home and you got to kind of just actually reflect on shit and kind of just like live in it. And, you know, you seem stoked about the music that's to come, but I guess I'll have to say, like, I kind of respect the focus. You seem like very focused about it. And
I mean,
it's cool.
To me, I'm at a place now where I'm not going to try to chase something. I'm not going to try to chase whatever's popular. Cool, good for whoever. But I just want to make music that I even want to play. Like there's a lot of songs where I'm like, I said it last week. We have a guy that's coaching us through our show at this point. Because I told him last year, I was like, we got to get better.
Coaching through it in what way? Like
he comes to
the
rehearsals.
sets, the kind of songs you sing, when the transitions.
Transitions. He's big on that. He's big on order of songs. And we have an order that we know works because we've done shows for 8 years. But it also open to the fact that, well, it works, but it could work better.
Right. The flow of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is there a place for interaction with the fans? Like,
absolutely.
Are you big on that?
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Love it. But I don't want to talk a whole lot. I noticed last year we did acoustic shows. And I listened back to the recording. I'm like, shut the fuck up and sing.
Oh, you were like,
bro, don't you fucking hate that? Sometimes I'll listen to the fucking pods and I'll listen to how much Taylor and I go back and forth and stuff. I'm like, we need to shut the fuck up. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Just let the guests
or
talk
I'm
a
like
little
saying
bit.
something I'm like, what the fuck am I saying right here? Like, just shut up, dude.
Well, that's
hey, watching the film, I like that. dude.
Yeah.
Fucking getting
exactly
better.
what it is. It's
Watching the
listening to
film.
yourself.
Yeah.
But I listened to that, and then I told him that during rehearsals last week. I was like, man, I want it. if I say something, if I talk to people, I want it to matter. Like if I'm talking the whole time, eventually I don't even want to hear myself talk. They probably definitely
You
don't.
try to get all McConaughey where everything's the most enlightening thing you've ever said before you sing the next song.
It's like, nah, just
this thing
sometimes
right
just
here.
go to the next song.
Yeah.
yeah.
We better just take a deep breath, have a nice little pause. That always hits him too. Like, oh, he's about to put a banger on right now. Look down at the guitar and
Especially
fucking
the slow intro.
Oh,
with the lights
yeah,
down
dude.
low. Yeah.
fucking panties start dropping that way, dude.
That's
Good
what we
for
do with
you.
Ride. One of my songs, Ride. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Listen, that's what we do with my song Ride. You want panties to drop? Hit that thing up right there. Dude. Is it like that?
Song, it's just girls go nuts over that song.
We were talking to Riley Green about his DMs, and I'm sure it just gets outrageous. You put a couple songs out there.
Riley
like
was
that.
funny, dude.
He was a good dude.
Yeah.
He was a boy for sure.
Oh, Riley's awesome.
Yeah.
So for my DM, like that's the world I used to live in nonstop. I mean, you can get caught up in that thing for
Shit, that could be a
days.
deal. Yeah.
I've gotten completely off it. It's been the night I wrote If I Were Rock and Roll. I got off socials. I sent it to Kaiser, who runs all my socials now, and Eddie. And I was like,
Are you Kaiser?
Yeah.
Kaiser.
Shout out Kaiser.
Like the machine, dude.
Shout out the boy Kaiser.
He, but I told him, I was like, I'm done with this shit, man. It was right after the
Kaiser's in there fucking.
Concert stuff.
Yeah, this is I run the shit for Chase, but he sends him a selfie. But if you're trying to get with this, it's all you.
Let me see something.
I see you, Kaiser. I see you slinging that game, bro. That little mustache flinging off that lip, dude. I like that shit, dude. Fucking out there picking up game.
I'll say this, like not focusing on that anymore it's made the music better for sure. It's an interesting world that we live in, because when have you ever been to a town where you're not only the life of the party in that town that night? Every single girl, for the most part, wants you, whether they know you or not.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They want you, and you can pick whoever you want. That's a fucking dangerous place to be.
That's a dangerous deal.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game.
I hear this.
Just up on stage knowing you're just fucking doing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
One of my teammates from college, had a buddy who he was at a Drake concert, and one of Drake's guys came up to his girlfriend and was like, "Hey, Drake wants to meet you," and she's like, "Oh, okay, like I'll definitely meet him." And then the guy started to come with, and the security guard's like, "No, man, just her." And he's like, "Hey, you better don't go in there. If you go in there," and she's like, I'm just gonna say hi." She's in there for 3 hours.
Bro, that is so fucking tough.
I don't know what happened in that
hard
room.
would that be? You know exactly what happened in that room. Dude.
I don't know the details, but I know if my girl does that,
It's over.
she better not even fucking try.
She
to
better
talk
find
to
a
me
different ride
ever
home.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, her
dude.
ass definitely got.
I'm just gonna go say hi.
There for 5 minutes, like, oh, she'll be right out. Don't worry. Like, just sitting there
And you
waiting for the
stand and
fucking go on
wait?
the bus.
Oh, they were doing.
Damn, it hurts my
they were
heart
getting
just to say
pictures.
it. He's singing a drink. He can't even fucking handle it, dude.
Pour one out for him, man.
Jesus Christ.
Here's to that guy.
Yeah.
Single.
Okay.
He should be if he's not.
I feel bad, man.
She's like, oh, they were all taking pictures. Like, I just had to wait. He's like, it's been 40 minutes. Still there.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking tough,
That'd be
man.
hard. That'd be fucking tough.
You want to do a couple, look at a couple fan questions?
Episode 95, dude.
Dude,
Damn.
isn't that crazy that we're about to be at
dude,
100?
5 weeks, we'll be at 100. That's crazy.
You guys do? Is that you do one a week?
Yeah, we do one a week.
What are you doing?
And we're blowing up, man. I don't know if you've noticed. We're doing all right.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
dude.
With questions like this, what's your favorite
I remember when you
steakhouse
first
in
started talking
Nashville?
about it.
What's that?
I said, yeah, we're blowing up with questions like this. What's your favorite steakhouse in
Who
Nashville?
wrote that one? Was that a Bloss Hernandez
Hey, we
one there?
need to start writing out so we can kind of like, give the fan love for writing that question. Like we asked a question like, oh damn, I guess they're just gonna take my question. Will there ever be a Chase Rice bar on Broadway?
I'm sure.
I was thinking about that earlier because I just did. First of all, no, there won't be. Not with my name on it like that. But I was thinking about earlier. I went down to Jason Aldean's earlier for lunch and another deal I was doing, and it just doesn't have the same ring to it in my mind. I guess because it's my name.
It's your name.
or
Like
it
Chase
just
Rice
doesn't have
Bar?
the same ring. I don't know. But like when you say you're going to FGL house, you're like I'm going to FGL tonight, or Aldean's. You're like, I'm going to Aldean's. Mine has an extra like thing on the Chase Rice's. Are you going to Chase Rice's tonight?
Yeah, it's
like
called
it just
Rice.
doesn't sound cool.
It's like, what is that? Is that like a sushi spot?
Yeah, it does kinda sound like that, huh?
Yeah.
like a bro.
Yeah, you almost need like a half bar, half like
Yeah,
get some
guys wear
sushi
pit
out there.
vipers in there while they're fucking rolling your sushi
Yeah,
out.
We
Yeah.
are doing in Cleveland though. We're doing a bar called, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm gonna. It's gonna be called Welcome to the Farm. I had these guys come down from Cleveland. And they were like, or they came to a show and they were like, "Man, we really want to use your name for a bar." And I was like, "I don't want you to use my name for a bar."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we started talking about names. And I was just like, yeah, when these people come into my place, I got a big old sign that we're about to put up called Welcome to the Farm. They roll through Twin Eagles Creek Farm. And the guy was like, what's wrong with that name right there for your bar? Mm-hmm. He said, why don't we come down to your farm? We'll hang for 2 days. We'll drink. We'll take pictures. We'll chill. And we'll turn your barn or your farm into this bar that we're trying to build.
That's cool.
In Cleveland. And I think it's just going to be called Welcome to the Farm. Just call it the farm, whatever. But
that'd be dope.
Welcome to the
I
farm,
like
man.
that. I mean, where's it? Old Reds? Old Red was that that's a Shelton, old
Blake
Shelton
Shelton's,
song.
but it's not his name, which I respect.
Yeah, I like that too. And it's a great song. Everyone knows Old Red.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, you name your dog Tonka, like, hey, Tonka's.
Tonka's is a nice place. There's small little Tonka toys everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a Tonka.
The Tonka. I'm about that.
Who's your favorite songwriter to work with?
Oh man, there's a lot of good ones. Lately, where I am right now, Casey Beathard.
Everybody else, you didn't make the cut.
There's a lot of
Everyone
awesome
else sucks,
songwriters.
dude. Casey Beathard, you're the fucking best, dude.
But Casey Beathard, man, when you go into a song with him, I got a song called "Get Me Fishing" that I haven't written yet fully, and I was on a dock and came up with the idea. I was actually with Brian Kelly from FGL down at his place, and I looked at Brian. I was like, man, I'm gonna write this with Casey Beathard. Like, I just have to write this song with him because I know what I want it to be.
What
and I know
BK
he
say?
can get it there. He was like, fuck yeah, you should, dude. He's in a place where he's actually putting out his own record. They're still doing FGL, but he's putting out his own record, and it's unbelievable.
No shit.
Dude, he was playing me shit. I'm like, damn, Brian.
Oh, he's gonna be killing it like that.
It's good. I have no idea what's gonna work. I don't
Yeah.
know what connects with people from outside of what I do, but I hope it does. 'Cause
Is
it's
that
good.
tough being like being around a songwriter and be like, oh, I got to do it so and so, like,
Not with him, because him and I always work together. He was always about, for me in my career, he was always about what's best for you, man. Go do it. Which was
That's cool.
a cool, supportive guy to be around. And I'm the same way with him right now. I'm like, what's going on with FGL is none of my business. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. As
Right.
long as you guys are cool and Tyler's cool with him doing his own record, go do it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's if you want to make fucking music, go make music, as you should.
Yeah.
right.
Which I'm supportive of hell of that. Like, go, and I hope it works.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Well,
music.
you said it sounds pretty good. You've heard a couple of songs on there.
Yeah, he's got he just put out his wave pack, so it's 4 songs. Beach Cowboy is the one that's like
Hey, that's a cool
he's
title.
getting after it.
Beach
Dude,
Cowboy,
It's
that does sound
hilarious though. Like, the video's fucking hilarious.
It's solid like that.
I was like your Miami vibe last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be playing on beaches all over.
I like that. I'm
this
all about
summer.
the beach
I hope
vibe, dude.
so.
Beach Cowboys. That's a cool one.
Yeah,
Dude, those guys are talented.
Cowboy. Yeah.
Little sneak peek, go check it out.
They're talented. They're real talented.
They are super talented. Tyler sent me he spent 9 days and wrote 10 songs
On his bus, I think.
on
he
his
had
bus.
COVID.
Yeah, and he just sent I sent them all. I'm like, holy shit! Like, they're he just popped them off too. That's pretty solid.
He wrote Undivided.
Yeah,
on the
with
bus.
McGraw.
And then Chris Locke, who was my electric guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, Chris Locke can make more on one song than I could pay him for 2 years on the road. So he's like,
Good for
I'm
Chris,
good. He just
dude.
had a baby too. I was like, dude. He's like, man, I'm not sure if I'm coming back or not. I'm like, fuck you, Chris. If you do come back, you're stupid.
Yeah. Well, good for him. That Undivided
Stay on.
song. Yeah, I remember he was talking about that. I was at a feeding Nashville, and he was like, I think McGraw wants this one. And McGraw puts his name on
Tyler or
anything.
Chris.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Was telling me
McGraw,
that.
dude, that'd be McGraw's awesome.
He's a stud.
Legend.
Yes, this final ad read is brought to you by Bose Quiet Comfort Earbuds. I am a huge. Where the headphones at? Can you grab them back there? It's a box back there, Jack. If you can grab them, they're under that Chevy pillow. So right here, I have not opened my new generation. I have the old generation. But Bose Quiet Comfort Earbuds are the world's most effective noise canceling earbuds. I wear my earbuds damn near every day. When it's a running day or conditioning or some long form workout where I need Joe Rogan inspiring me in his little motivational YouTube videos, I go to my Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds. Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds deliver world-class noise canceling, elevating focus. They provide crisp, clear sound wherever you are. They are super comfortable and touch controls that are easy to use. They are great for any phone calls you might need or Zoom meetings you might be on. They don't slip out with sweat when you're working out or anything like that. They're very nice and snug and comfortable. Bose has a ton of sponsored athletes in the draft wearing them, including the boys like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Devonta Smith, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones. If you want to get yourself a pair of Bose like we will have for the draft, or like a ton of first round players, or even like the boys do, go to Bose.com/Barstool to rule the quiet with your own Bose quiet, comfortable earbuds. Back to finishing off this episode. Thank you so much for listening.
He was out there at that the Ravens game. He was in the suite right next to me. Guy's got it. How old is he?
50 something.
God, he didn't look anything like
Just
it.
swag, dude.
He looks like he's in his 40s, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a big phase though.
Big phase like what?
He was puffed up. He was.
Yeah, but I
heavy.
think almost like it looks like a healthier looking vibe. He got real skinny there for a second too.
Yeah, he got real skinny.
Real skinny. I didn't say nothing to him because I just feel like the last thing people fucking.
I ain't
But when
saying
he was
nothing to
skinny,
him.
he was shredded too.
Yeah,
Like,
he was cut up.
It was a workout.
Him and Kenny Chesney, I feel like went through the same vibe at like similar times.
Yeah,
They both are like
for sure.
skinny
Oh,
cats.
that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah,
They came up together. So
no doubt. What else?
We should be good. What time are we at?
I don't know, man. 108.
108.
That's perfect.
Dude, thanks for coming on, man.
hell
This
yeah.
has been fucking fun.
You crushed it as always.
Thank you guys. I'm always afraid these days. Like, what can you say? What can't you say? At the end of the day, fuck it.
No,
Just
you'd
be
be
honest
alright.
and be real.
We're doing good, but we're not making national news right now, so I think you'd be all right. This is a good little side piece.
Yeah, and anything that gets like too hardcore, usually anything that somebody doesn't want in, they usually hit us
How
up because our whole
hardcore is because Portnoy goes after people.
Portnoy don't. It's not.
It's his rule.
There's no. Yeah,
He had a
that's.
sex tape come out a week ago, and
He's like, so what? I fuck.
yeah, I fuck. I have sex. How crazy is that? And dude, the video is aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. He's like choking the broad and stuff, but he comes out. He was like pissed that the pin stock was going down. He's like, my stock's going down because of my sex video. He's like, so what? I have consensual sex. Like I get a little weird. I've gotten a little older. You guys spice
I'm
it
not
up a
mad at
little
that. I
bit.
showed that video to Taylor and I go, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
we
right,
can do a
right.
couple of these things. He's got a fucking belt around her. I'm like,
Spits
I can go buy a
fucking-
belt right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's just figure this
I
shit out.
respect him owning it.
Hell yeah. No, I listen.
Absolutely.
As long as the shit's consensual, you guys can do whatever you want, dude. Put fucking candle
What
wax
is
on
he,
each
a fucking
other.
kid, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
said,
Do
if
what
it's
you want.
consensual, go for it.
Yeah.
And you got to
100%.
know, like getting in a world with Dave too. Like you're just gonna have to know, hey, whatever happens, it could be media or any kind of
could be
news because he ain't gonna withhold doing anything.
Yeah.
Because he owns his own shit
Good for
too.
him.
But all right, man.
Hell yeah.
Big shout out to you guys. If you enjoyed this episode and love and support Bussin' with the Boys, go to whatever podcast platform you're on and subscribe to us. Leave a review, rate 5 stars. If you're already subscribed, unsubscribe and resubscribe again. It helps the boys climb the charts. And again, we wouldn't be doing this and can't do this without you guys and all of your support. We also have a YouTube channel if you'd like to watch our show or these episodes. They're on YouTube at Bussin' with the Boys. We're also on social media at Bussin' WTB. You can follow us everywhere. Go buy our merch. You guys know that whole deal. But thank you so much. We are forever grateful for you. The biggest of hugs and tiniest of kisses for the boys, always and forever.